video is Rightmove 101. So what I want to show you on today's video, it's a training video today, and I'm going to show you online on the UK's biggest sales portal, which is Rightmove, and I want to show you some of the functionality of it. So I want to show you some of the basic stuff and some of the advanced stuff as well. So let's get going and let's show you how you can really use Rightmove. Whether you're a property sourcer or a property investor, these are some of the tricks and tips you can use to find deals. So let's put in an area. We'll put in Blackpool, for example, because we're looking at some properties there recently. So let's just use this. So you'll notice there's a search box. You've got loads of features along the top. We'll come on to those shortly. But what we're going to be looking at today is houses for sale. And then what we're going to do is for this exercise, we're going to look for some investment properties, some blocks of flats. So let's start off by putting a maximum price range of 150,000. And we're going to look for some single family properties. We're going to look for houses only. So this is all the functionality you can use. So you can do the search radius. You could do price low to high, number of bedrooms, property type. So we're quite specific when we're sourcing because we know what our investors are looking for. So in this case, we're going to put 3-bedroom properties minimum, £150,000 maximum. We're going to leave it as a no minimum. We're going to put property type as houses, and then we're going to click find properties. And then the laziest, quickest way to find a motivated seller is this functionality here. So sort by oldest listed. And it's come up with 583 property results. And then if you scroll down, it tells you when they were added. Now this is a featured listing, so just ignore that one. So the first one we'll come to is 2016, 10th of the 5th, 2016. That's been on for years. Look, next one, 2016. Next one, 2017. So I'm not saying that all these are going to be available for sale, but some of them will be. And the reason why they might still be for sale and they might have been on for so long, there's loads of different reasons. There could have been loads of chain breaks, deals could have just fallen through on them. They might have been listed for too highly priced to start with. And you'll notice also this that's cropping up here, you might be a bit confused as to thinking, well, why can't I see that when I look on Rightmove? Well, this is a plugin we use with Rightmove called, it works with Google Chrome extension, and it's called Property Gum. Now, we used to use something called Property B, but that no longer exists, to my knowledge. Drop me a comment below if you know otherwise, but because that used to be a lot better than Property Gum. But we use Property Gum, and that can give you also some further information on properties as well. But we won't go into that today. We're just going to stay focused on Rightmove functionality and how to find investment properties. So this property here, just looking at this one, 3-bedroom property, off-road parking, probably got a garden potentially. Yeah, it's got a garden, and 114,950. Now deals like that, if you get them at the right price or on the right terms, get a lease option on them, those properties are brilliant in your portfolio. Get very little hassle from them, and just give them to a letting agency and you'll just get your very predictable income from them. So they're very good properties, and our investors love those types of deals. Again, this one looks quite good. Doesn't look like there's off-road parking, but again, a very good price. And if you're based down in London, these prices will look very, very cheap to you. And these are the common type deals we're doing all the time. This is why a lot of our London investors and overseas investors invest in the north, because they just love it. Whether it's a northeast, northwest, these are typical type properties. That's already labelled investment, and it's tenanted with a tenant of $550 a month. So if you get a calculator, you can work out very quickly. Gross yield, our investors are looking for between 7 and 10%. Your criteria might be different, but our investors and us as investors look for between 7 to 10% gross yields on single let properties. So we work that out by doing the monthly income, 550 times 12. So that's got an annual income of 6,600 gross. and then we divide it by the purchase price. And let's say for this example, we'll just use the listed price, but we likely wouldn't be paying that. But let's divide it by 79,995 times by 100, and that gives us 8.2% gross yield. So that fits within the parameters, and our investors will be interested in that. But like I say, we wouldn't be paying market value for these properties. That's not how we, unless we can get it on, say, a lease option. Again, we're not going to get into that today, how we negotiate them, but we're just covering Rightmove and the functionality. So that's a good property. We'd be looking to make offers on these types of properties. And like I say, because we've narrowed our search results, we're not wasting time with properties we don't want to offer on. We've got 583 properties there. That's more than enough to work through and make offers on. Now, I can rest assured, if you make offers on most of these properties I'm sharing with you now, and you get a deal on them, it's worth spending time just sitting on Rightmove and finding these types of deals. If you're doing deal sourcing, don't think you could just copy and paste one of these into a Word document and send it to investors. I've seen stuff like that done. It's just not how you do it, and this is why you need the right training. You've got to ideally work directly with the owner. That's how we prefer to work, but you can work via the agents as well. But it depends. If you're looking at this from, you might be watching this video and think, well, I want to buy an investment property in Blackpool, I want to get a deal, then this is perfect for you. If you're a sourcer who's looking to package these and sell these on, you need to do things in a slightly different way. So, getting back to the search functionality, let's show you something else on here which is really useful. So, if there's something called add keywords, so you can add keywords to the search. So you can put something like investment, okay, and then just press enter. And that's narrowed it down by just one property. So it's just taken one property off the search results. So a lot of them, I mean, Blackpool is heavily an investment area. A lot of investors invest in Blackpool. And the rental market is so strong. We've got a lot of properties there. And they're full most of the time. You know, when they come empty, they're full very, very quickly. The council call us all the time for properties. Same with Liverpool. We got off the phone with a charity yesterday in Liverpool. They're asking us for properties, and we've just got everything's full, which as it should be. You know, when it's empty, it becomes a liability for us. Again, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent there. So let's stick to the search functionality and the video on Rightmove. So what have we got? So investment. So we put in a keyword, investment. So if you look here, we've got investment. So these are all flagged up as investment type properties. So again, this is a really good exercise. And if you're looking for maybe flats, and what did I see there? Just bear with me. Always spotting opportunities and deals. When you know what you're looking for, you can spot opportunities. I can't find it. But anyway, so what else you can put in here? Let's say you're looking for flats. We like blocks of flats, not individual flats in buildings, whole blocks of flats. So if you put flats, just keep it simple, see what it comes up with. Interesting enough, it's still nearly the same search, same amount of results for. So we've got flats there, flats. 12-bedroom detached house with parking for 10 cars, former B&B, may suit conversion into flats. So these are really good things. I mean, look at the price of that, 125 grand. Could potentially turn it into either two houses or conversion into blocks of flats. So that you can get the gross development value up on properties like this very to a very good amount. Again, we won't cover all the how you analyse all that and work it all out, because this is just meant to be showing you Rightmove and the functionality. But it's interesting when you look at this and some of the deals, because some of these are just absolute gold, these deals. You can just see how they stack. When you're looking through our eyes, you can see how they stack up from an investment point of view. It's got 2 one-bedroom flats, achieving 950. So let's quickly do the yield on that. It's got 950 a month times 12 divided by 95,000 times 100, 12% yield. That's not bad for 2 flats. Perhaps could be a bit higher, but that's it's okay. So that's how you can use those types of functionalities and the keyword search. So you might be looking for something like a refurbishment project. So you put refurbishment in there, ideal refurbishment. Some of the things, keywords that the agents are putting in the descriptions, and this is what it picks up on. So you might be looking for something very specific for your clients, for your investors, or for yourself, and you can put that in there. You might look for properties with off-road parking, so you might want to put off-road parking in there, for example, or you get the general idea of that. So what else can I show you? You can create an alert for properties in the area, and it notifies you by email. This is really good. So when a property comes up to match your criteria, you can create an alert for houses in Blackpool up to 150,000 with at least 3 beds, and that's good. So you can set this search functionality, and you get constant emails when these deals come in from obviously agents that are coming onto the portal. So I also want to show you as well. You can actually look at the map view of Blackpool. It shows you all the properties listed. You can zoom in and out. Something else which is quite a good functionality on Rightmove is draw a search as well. Now this is really useful. Again, if you're looking to find a particular area, or you want to be notified in a certain postcode or area where you want deals, then you can literally just drag these, I don't know what to call them really, but pointers, if you will, or what have you, and just zoom in a bit. And certain areas, if you wanted to find, say, central Blackpool only, then just bring these pointers, or whatever you will, in. A bit fiddly, takes a bit of time, but you get the general idea. And when you've drawn this search, anything that comes up within those boxes, you get notified. You can also do it in a satellite view as well, so it actually shows you the actual satellite image of the view as well, which can be quite good. What would be really good if it had the heat maps functionality that we use with Mouse Price, and actually shows you the price points in those areas as well, because with Mouse Price heat maps, it actually shows you in light blue properties up to 150,000, and we just literally just put our sort of markers or pointers around that area and just get notified when they come up in that area. So it's about making things easier using software like this, and this is for everybody to use, but a lot of people don't know all this stuff on Rightmove. There's also other filters. You can filter by auction properties, which is quite good. So let's have a look, see what's going through the auctions. So there's 12 properties at auction. So you can actually pick some of these properties up. And right now, obviously, this COVID-19 situation we're in, a lot of auction houses are having to do online auctions, which means people are more reluctant to bid, believe it or not, even though there's more people that can potentially attend because it's online. There's less people that are going to be buying because, for many reasons, bridging, well, as of today, things have started to open up again with the housing sector and market. So hopefully some of the bridges will start to offer higher loan to values, but the loan to values were restricted, all that kind of stuff. So it meant that a lot of properties are just sticking, and I think there's going to be a lot of properties coming through auction soon, because there's going to be lots of repossessions, unfortunately, for the sellers, and lots of opportunities for investors. It's just the way it is. That's how it is. Whether you like it or not, it's that's what's going to happen because of what's been going on. So this is how you use some of the functions on here. What else can I show you? Let's go back to the main home screen. And let's show you some of the functions along the top that we use quite a lot. So if you're looking for an agent in an area, you can select that and an area, and it'll come up with local agencies in that area. You can phone them up and start building, relationships with them if that's what you're looking to do. But one of the main ones we use is on here. Click on house prices, and you can find out sold prices, market trends, property valuations. But the one we use the most, we don't actually use those. We use this one, price comparison report. So if we're speaking to an investor, I don't know what postcode that is, something we were probably looking at the other day. So let's just click start search within quarter-mile radius. And oh yes, I remember we were looking at a deal in Lancashire, a lease option. We're analysing it. So what to do, if you scroll down, what we look for first is the sold prices. Now, this is what valuers will do. It's important we get a cast iron valuation on properties, or always close. Obviously, it's not cast iron unless a valuer values it, a RIC surveyor. But we want as close to their valuation as possible to make sure that we're getting a good deal. So we look for the sold prices. The sold comps are the most critical, and we're looking for the most recent sale comp. So there's none there. 2007 is the most recent. So there's nothing really comparable there. It also shows you properties to rent. It shows you properties sold. It shows you no longer on the market. This is really good because this shows you what's... If you go on normal Rightmove like a lot of people do, you wouldn't see all this. You would miss this information. And this is really good because you might spot the property in question if you're doing some direct-to-vendor marketing like we do, and you might spot it's been taken off the market and how much it was listed for, and you might spot some something crucial, and it tells you when it was sort of marketed until. So it gives some really good information. It also shows you what's on the market, and if you click show more, it'll show you even more information. Same there. And your properties to rent. So what you can do is you can we copy and paste this, and we give access this to our investors because they do the same thing as us to make sure that they're buying a decent deal. And we want to make sure we're being transparent and we are actually providing decent deals for them. And furthermore, you can niche it down, if you will, to houses. If you look at particular houses, certain property types, amount of bedrooms, and update the search results. You can expand the search radius, and you can also print the reports out by hitting this button here. It also shows you some of the agents down the right hand side that you can contact if you need to. Gives you search results people are searching for. Now, some of this information is really good information to show you perhaps demand from investors or property buyers in the area. You've got pricing indexes. There's loads of stuff on Rightmove, and people just don't see all this. And you can also create an account and sign in. If you want to do what I did before, where I showed you how to draw your area out and get notified of properties that come up in that area, you need to create an account. It's for free, so don't worry about that, and it will show you. Also, there's an overseas section, commercial. So if you're looking at commercial, let's have a quick look at that. So again, let's put in Blackpool, see what comes up. And then just, let's go for find properties. Now the sort by is different here. You can't see a one for oldest listing, but there's only 376 results anyway, and you can perhaps go by lowest price, perhaps, depends what you're looking for, and start your search there. And also you'll notice no keywords. You can't add keywords to it, so it's a bit unfortunate, but again, there's only a small amount of listings for commercial in this area. Also, we'll show you overseas. If you click on Inspire as well, it's just got data for you, property blogs, property advice, things like that. Also overseas. We've used this a few times because we also negotiate seller finance on overseas properties as well, which is quite an overlooked strategy. Not many people know how to do that. and we use this to contact agents and also contact. There's also private sellers you can find on Rightmove as well. Again, we don't have time to go into all that, but I wanted to show you some of the things that you can find on Rightmove, because not many people know there's an overseas section on Rightmove, so you can actually find properties. Let's say you're looking for a place in Florida, for example. So you might go on here, put in Florida. Just keep it simple. Find properties. 1,209 properties. And you can find oldest listing on here. You can create alerts and add keywords. That's really good. Some of the oldest listing ones, again, going down here. Let's see how old some of these. It's good exercises. I haven't done this in a while. I'm always looking for deals. And yeah, it's not actually showing you in this one when they were listed. So something else I forgot to mention, which I'll show you in a second, going back to the UK side, but that's showing you the oldest listed anyway, so you could just contact the agents and just, a lot of these, they're all obviously agencies, a lot of these. Some of them I recognise have been around for many years and some new ones there. But, I mean, look at the price of some of this stuff. You could get like plots of land, buildable land in Florida for the price of a car, or a low price car, whatever. So yeah, so let me just go back and show you what I'd forgotten to show you. So that we need to come out of here. Let's go back to Rightmove. Right. So what I wanted to show you is something else which is quite important. We're nearly done now, so let's just show you. Find properties. Now, if you click on a listing, let's say you click on this one here, it gives you, I should have mentioned this before, so apologies, but what it does show you down the right hand side is properties that have sold nearby. So whilst we use the comparison report like I showed you, when you're looking at a property, it's very quick to see. So that's got offers over 117. And obviously you don't know the full ins and outs of the properties. You don't know if that needed a refurbishment, if it's freehold, leasehold, short lease, long lease, whatever, which can affect the value. But you can see a few there, 117, 105, and view more. So that's quite a good functionality you can use. And also something else I wanted to share with you is EPCs. So EPCs have to be displayed on Rightmove. So a cheeky little way of, yeah, you can't find it on that one, but some EPCs will reveal the full address of the property. So it helps with due diligence and perhaps even going direct to vendor. Now, I'm not saying bypass the agent and go behind the back of the agent for that reason. I'm saying when we find properties, certainly off a motivated seller, and they've been listed on Rightmove for maybe a few years or whatever, or months and months and months, the agent's obviously not able to sell the property. So if you think you can step in and help and do a deal with the owner, again, negotiating lease options I don't like to do via agents because they screw it up and they don't usually do a very good job of it. There's a specific way you need to negotiate them. Below market value, yeah, it's easy enough to do via agents. You can make lower offers. But again, it's difficult with agents because the property then is on the market. You need to try and get it off the market if you can. And again, that's a whole different sort of training in itself. But I wanted to do this on Rightmove, wanted to give you some training, just show you some of the functionality. And yeah, I just wanted to show you some of the stuff we use. Drop any comments below if you've got any. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll speak to you guys all soon. Thank you.